Okay, sorry. Um, diddle dallin. Just getting this ready. I'm gonna talk about the liberal leaders race, and hopefully I don't have to check everything all off. Put a hat here. It's a wonderful day in the Western. That's fun. All right. No black hat. Going crimson clover. All right. We got black hat. Okay. Welcome, welcome one. All right, so okay, let's start this again here. Got to make sure I got stream feed in here. Got a whole whack of stuff to cover today. So basically, I'm just going to do Doug Ford is expected to call an election today. I have to grab that other thing. Yeah, Doug Ford is about to call the election. We have Pierre has been doing some lots of interviews, which has been good. He's on CK. There's a bunch. There's a few interviews, so he's been out there because it's kind of campaign season. I haven't seen anything from the Greens. Honestly, I haven't looked, to be honest. Um, welcome, welcome one, welcome all, welcome to the chat. Let's see if all of this stuff is gonna work. Of course not. Okay, maybe here we go. Of course not. With this one. And nope. Okay, so we have Mark Carney. I'm gonna go over his resume. Um, we have Chrystia Freeland, which is kind of old guard. She's running away from a little bit of a few of the policies. She's the capital gains tax, or I guess I'm going to teeth. Stayed in Apple. Capital gains tax, she says she's going to do, and the carbon tax on people isn't going to be there. I think we've had such a world of, I believe that everyone is tired of the world of international. Let's give more money to international causes to help save the planet. Where hey, you can't afford eggs. You know what I mean? It's gone too far. It's gone so far that they have perfectly set up the right, which isn't going to help. Well, hopefully, if there's enough jobs created under the Trump administrative and this new right push, everything is going to be really good. It's going to be perfect. They like set it up almost. It's um, definitely the case. Okay. But we lost people. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna click on this one other thing. So hey, gonna get X up here. We have Chrystia Freeland, Karina Gould, who is a advocate for the youth vote. Chandra Arya. He is he's pretty good. He's got some pretty big background. Jaime Batista. He is a Native American vote, shoring up that. Frank Baylis. He's the business class vote. And Ruby Dhalla, she is yeah, Dhalla is the previous experience. She's got a hotelier experience. She's America Canada ties and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit going on with her. Is this working? Oh, okay. And that's it. Betrothed. So we have that. Oh, that's probably why. There we go. Let's see. Sorry, I have to do. Oh, I gotta turn off that volume. Hear myself in the air. In and out. They're popping in and out. I'm gonna flag that one. Um, let's see. Not popped up yet. We get it. We'll get it. The Mark Carney. What the heck? No. What the heck? There we go. And so there's the Mark Carney site. It's pretty big, eh? Okay, there we go. There's the proper size, eh? Oh yeah, a little bit better. We don't need to see that. Greetings. Whack, 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 whack. Carola, Karina. Yeah, I just got duxed. Duxed. Oh well. You don't want to live forever. Okay, I'm gonna go. I just did this. If you were just watching, I'm gonna have to go through it. I'm just gonna go through it again. But so here we go. So this is the liberal leadership. We basically, what I basically had. So Frank Baylis, Richard. Okay, we went through all of the people. Now first we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go through each individual and read what they have to say. Let's see what's going on, just to see. Um, I know that thing there. All right, so Mark Carney, join my team. No, thank you. Not right now. Okay, we can build bridges between each other and we can build the fastest growing economy of the G7. We are a proud nation of builders. It's now time to build. Have you noticed the one word in there? Build, bridges, builders, and build. So basically, what we have here is I think Carney is saying one thing. It's time to construct Canada again in this new modern image. New construction materials. We have no homes that are affordable, and our businesses are falling behind in efficiencies. Our industries are falling behind in efficiencies. Our infrastructure is falling behind, crumbling and falling behind, and it is time to build. And there's no better time than when America's about to build. And like he says, the golden age. It will be a golden age. It's been a golden age for only a certain class of people, and worldwide. It hasn't been a golden age for the middle class, and so that is most likely, I think, is what the push. I hope Trump gets it going because it's time to help the middle class because we've had too many years of just helping one class. Like there's trillions and trillions of dollars that's made into the stock market. It's just numbers and nothing. It's nothing, right? And that's where it's all been going. If you've had money, if you've had connections, if you've had someone who's a financial advisor, you've made a lot of money off of everything. Whereas the material items in life, they haven't done so well, right? Your house has gone up and this and that. Your factory jobs and stuff have gone down in price. It's been a race to the bottom. Trickle down never happened. It was only trickle up. Okay. I don't care what other people say. That's my belief, and that I believe that to be his fact. Am I okay? So let's put this up here. Mark Carney. Let's meet Mark. Birdfinch. Oh, you call me a birdfinch. Um, Mark Carney was born in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories, and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. Both of his parents are teachers, just like Pierre. Growing up, he played hockey as a goalie for Laurier Heights and went to St. Francis Xavier High School and won a scholarship to study in the United States. St. Francis Xavier is a really good thing. I'm going to do my side subject. So he was a saint. He was a partier. He decided to not party anymore, and he created himself into a missionary, joined the church, and he came from whatever, aristocratic family, and he went into the church and then became a missionary in Goa, India, of all places. Beautiful place. Oh, they're beautiful. Just there's the highway along the water, and then the highway behind that, it's the secondary highway where there's all these other temples that were created when the Portuguese came in there. So there's a lot of Portuguese in that. So it's got some European food and a Portuguese feel in that warm climate. And then the next highway is like this highway of like the temples and beautiful, wonderful things of that nation. Just wonderful, very beautiful. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Goa, India is like a travel destination, beautiful. So he played goalie he played hockey as a goalie for Laurier Heights, went to St. Francis, and won a scholarship. Oh, he got a scholarship to study in the United States. That's nice. Scholarships are cool. Um, I'm a firm believer in the German system. The German system is more, they don't have all their schools, but they have basic school universities that it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Now, they're usually not the most beautiful campuses. Like their top universities are still pay. If you want to get your master's degree or anything like that, it's pay. You have to pay. But like, to get your Bachelor of Arts, you can go to a lot of these schools that, they're not the best schools, but they're good schools where you can get a good, clean education that you can be proud of. Instead of here, we have like if you don't have a family loan, you don't have a new way out, all these other avenues, you just can't get it. If you're not a kid, like if you're not in your 20s and stuff, it's harder to get in there at your 30s, and to the point where people just won't do it. It's very, very difficult. I've been looking at it. Maybe I don't know the right answers, and I don't know where I'm looking. It's probably the case more than anything, but I'm just finding it very, very difficult. I want to go to school so bad, but it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen in this conditions. In Germany, as a Canadian citizen, any like westernized nation or wealthy nation, I should say, any wealthy nation is like got special status that you can be as a citizen of the United States, Canada, any European nation. I think South Africa's in it. Anyway, so all these nations, you can go to school there, and because we're not naturally an immigration countries. You know what I mean? It's not a serendipitous way to become a German citizen. You know what I mean? They don't make it like that. So that's why I think they exclude certain countries. Japan is another one. And so you can go to school, and just like a German citizen, you don't have to pay anything. Now they know you're going to have to like pay to live and all these other things. You have to live, obviously, in Germany. But it's a great system because you can go to school for free, and then you have to live there. And the reason why it's good for the Germans is they find you end up meeting someone, or you end up staying there. Most people end up staying there longer, even if they don't meet someone. You did your 4 years university, you end up staying for 8 years. It's happened. Maybe other countries in Europe are doing that. I'm just only aware of Germany. He started his career in finance before joining Canada's public service to help ensure our economy supports the things that Canadians value, like healthcare, security, and a life you can afford. Yeah. As governor of the Bank of Canada during the 2008 financial crisis, Mark guided Canada through one of the most turbulent economic periods in modern history, protecting jobs and helping ensure that Canada came out stronger. He did. Harper appointed him. Everyone has lauded him as doing an excellent job in the crisis. Harper appointed him, okay? I know he has the tied to WEF comments in Britain, which I think he should apologize for almost now. And just pick, hey, if you want to get lazy, you should apologize for it. It'll help. Or say, I don't believe that necessarily was these ways were all of a sudden good. Because he was for Brexit, but when Brexit happened, everyone on both sides of the aisle, the hard conservatives, even Nigel Farage even said at the time, maybe not now because of politics, but He said he did a good job, and he was doing a good job with Brexit, negotiating the deal with the EU, and the EU was playing hardball with him, right? They were trying to, and he was fighting it. And you like I said, when he left there, everyone was like, "Oh, he's good." He wasn't, he had made some bad comments that wasn't agree with about the Brexit thing, and that was, but his work was good. It was lauded as good. That's the way I've seen it. And as long as this build, we'll see here. In 2013, he was recruited to lead the Bank of England, stewarding the United Kingdom's economy through Brexit and the economic and political crisis that followed. In 2019, he served as this in the UN, which I think helping rally the world build stronger economies as we fight climate change. Mark offers the proven leadership and a real plan we need to deliver change for our party and our country to build the strongest economy. We are proud of our nation of builders, and it's now time to build. So if you see here, I think I know his policy, what it's going to be. I'm going to, I know if you were here, builders. Build stronger. Oh, and another one stronger. Stronger, build stronger. So I see something going on with him. He is going to be, I think on his policies is going to be build. Now, this is all we got right now. It's a new site. Commit to vote, get involved. You can get involved. All you have to do is just give them your name. I don't even think you have to give them your phone number, but you have to be a Canadian. They're a little bit more strict on being Canadian citizen than the last time. But I think his policy platform, which we'll find out, is going to be, you guessed it, build. Oh, I'm going to not put that on. That's most likely going to be the case. Okay, so let's see what we got going. Mark Carney. So that's his site. He did. I recommend you. You can just check him out on X. It's actually longer than that. There's quite a long segment. He did a good job with Jon Stewart on the Daily Show. It humanized him as he's regular. He is a regular Canadian guy, and I think he may have been. I personally believe what happened to him. Because in Europe, all the politicians are we're talking 80% of politicians got trapped with this Davos infection, Davos swept. They got all swept. A lot of them, I think, got swept. And I think he may have been, I don't know. But it was the way. I shouldn't talk about it as much as I do. But, and so he had a comment. He said a comment. He never did anything except towards that is my thing. Harper's the one who signed him in, right? It's, okay, so 4 hours ago, reminder, it's a free sign. Oh, yeah, okay, this is good. It's a free sign up as a liberal. And it's the only way you'll be able to vote for change. And see, this is the thing. I don't know, you may not be a liberal person or anything like that, but you actually, by voting in this liberal election, you'll be voting for your prime minister. And hey, that prime minister probably will most likely not be in very long. You know what I mean? He'll have a chance to do a few things, but maybe not a lot of things, right? Like he'll have a chance to set the groundwork, or she set the groundwork on at least for a month. And remember, when elections are going to happen, and it takes 6 months. So I don't know, 3 to 6 months they'll be prime minister, and there'll be things that they'll have to do. And maybe if crises come up, this is going to be the person who's going to handle the crisis until the election happens, which most likely it'll I still think it's going to happen in October. I really do. But it could happen earlier. So it's important. It's important. Even if you're not a liberal, it's kind of important to vote for the, and I not to do it as a joke, which is be horrible to do that to your country. But it's honestly, maybe you're not a liberal after you elect, but I'm kind of thinking about it just in case, because hey, I don't know if any of these candidates, I don't think any of them I should make that a little bigger, right? Can you see that in the corner? Bags of money nominated them. I wish. No, the leadership. I think that our democracy still works. I'm a believer that our democracy still works. I'm not. I don't believe that it's been totally captured. In America, it's worse, but it's um, still working, functioning, though it's got a cough, right? And it's got a very bad whooping cough. In my opinion, it needs to be fixed. And in these next 4 years, Trump, I think, is going to bring a long, big direction in the right direction. Now, we won't do 100%, but the best thing about Trump crushing the Democrats are going to have to press the reset button, and they're going to have to get a lot better. They're not going to, money people aren't going to be able to convince people the way they did before. They're actually going to have people that are actually going to work for the nation, because that's what Trump's doing. What do you think? Them taking Greenland is going to make their map bigger. They're going to bring a lot of money. Opening up Anwar, the oil that's up in there in the north, it's going to help America. So the Democrats will never get elected in unless they have real people that aren't like that one guy who's caught with gold bars in his like jackets. And he says, "Well, I'm Latino." He played the virtue signal. I'm Latino, and I like hide money in my mattress. Like that's like, come on. They're not gonna if the Democrats continue to hire or to run in primaries and all the way those type of a politician, they're never going to get back in. You know, like it or not, the Alexandria Cortez type people who I think has gone off the rails, but I recommend you look at her with Jon Stewart. She did an interview the other day. It was actually pretty good. It's to me is like where the Democratic Party has to go, and she didn't talk about her old very very nauseous talking points. She pulled back from them, very much so, and she was talking about things that maybe she still has other abhorrent opinions, but she didn't talk about that in that interview. And it was actually like for me, who has been yelling at the screen when she's there, like just like a lot of people, I was impressed with because she at least said we've gone in the wrong direction. This has been horrible. Us. She didn't call Trump anything. She actually said he did a good job. You know. So that's basically what that was. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm just as we glance at this, I'm gonna do something right here. Yeah. So she did a pretty damn good interview. I was impressed, and especially someone who was very like just seeing her. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I'm getting ready to do a. I don't do angry types. I don't cast things upon people, but I try to make a funny one against them. I guess I gotta do that. So did a lot of things like that. Come on, please, please. Connection, satisfaction. Okay. Sorry about that. So 3 days left to register. I kind of I'm thinking like I can get to register to be honest. I don't just so I can have a say in our next prime minister for 3 months. I think it'll be fun. Um, but I'm concerned that I'll get bombarded with emails. I don't know. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to register, and I'll let you guys know on the horrors or non-horrors of it. I don't know. I have donated to other part of the conservative part. I've never donated to anybody. I've decades ago I voted for not. I haven't voted for liberal. Um, I've worked for It was a political call center thing. It was just a short time, and for a while I was doing the calls. That's as close as I got. But you know, but obviously, if you didn't watch my channel, besides the trolling that goes on, I'm very much leaning. I've been all over this, making conservative. The whole idea of what's been happening of not being able to build has been very hard on the working class, and that's all I am. I'm only for the working class. I don't know what anyone says or whatever. Just the working class, the plumber, the construction, and to me, I believe that homes in Canada should be cheap. It should not be a source of income, a source of wealth or anything. You should be proud of your home because it's a beautiful thing, not because it costs lots of money. You're like, look at my home; it's $500,000, and it has to have a decent price of it, of course, but because there's labor and inputs involved. But I think that like property values for new home buyers and stuff like that, it should be dropped, and they need to really, really work on that. The problem what's happened is now people have invested so much money into this economy, into the housing economy, that you can't pop it. If they were to pop it, there's going to be people there's going to be a major disaster with a lot of people's livelihoods. Now, I think what they need to do, first of all, is try to get those that have invested into it. 20% of every market in the housing market in Canada has housing. They own more than one home, so that they obviously are not living in it, at least full time. I think they have to disincentivize that by incentivizing them to invest. Say, okay, somehow to get those people with these portfolios with lots of homes and multiple home ownership, have them a way to be able to transfer that type of investment into a Canadian business or Canadian investment, of an investment in Canada, not outside the world. We're not helping. I don't give a about Sri Lanka's government because they're a total WEF. I don't care about those people. I care about in Canada. So it's like divest from the Canadian housing market into commercial market, maybe the commercial building market if you want to not go far, or in Canadian businesses, or maybe let's allow pipelines and allow people to invest in these pipelines, make a government vehicle that Canadians and investment companies can invest in that stuff instead of, and at the same time, it'll open up the market. We can't have the housing crisis crash. There's just too many people will be hurt by it. Too many people have depended on it because bankers for last century have been saying, look at the price of housing has gone up. Well, now it's $1 million for a home. You either make really good money in the stock trades or you save 20 years and hope that nothing comes up and you decide to buy something you shouldn't buy, like a really nice car that you shouldn't have bought because you want to save up for that home. This is awful. You should have a home. I believe in home ownership in your 20s, and that means with a $15 an hour job, the minimum wage, I think that's minimum wage, $15 an hour job should be able to save within 6 months to buy a home. If you're perfect. No one's perfect, so it takes someone a year, 2 years to save up for the down payment. That's what I believe in it. The thing is you have to create almost a new step, because the housing is there is no prices that way, or else you're going to have to destroy housing prices, which will create such a problem. Like Trudeau and his minions have made the problem so big and people have made so much money off of the housing, and it's just people with assets that make money, that there's no way. And remember, anyone from outside the country can invest in Canada, and that's happening all over the place. They say 20% of the housing market is owned by foreign real estate. So what about the commercial market? What's that percentage, And what about the industrial house? And what about the farm? This is everyone. It's like we're selling, and we're only 40 million, right? There's like billions of people in the world that could just come and, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Canada's a great investment. We've done it so far that we've created such a problem that it's going to take lots of money, and it's going to take someone who cares about the working class, a populist, to change it. And right now, Pierre's policies are going to help it. They're going to be the best that we've ever seen. The housing, at least what he's declared so far, but they won't even come close to fixing the problem. They can't. They just can't. You can't have companies. Companies won't be able to build our way out of it. Not yet. Not unless all of a sudden there's like a lot of small companies. Not unless the banks will loan to people that are risque. First time home buyers should be getting loans to build their own home. Simple, simple. Real estate is never going down. People to keep a house and not forced to an apartment. Yeah, well, condos. There's nothing wrong with condos. I think most people, if you live in suburbia, what is your name, Big D? If you live in suburbia, um, no one goes outside. They go outside once a year to have their fucking party outside. That's it. They cut their grass. That's it. They want to sit on the porch. Majority of Canadians have been sold a bill of goods. Hey, if you have a family and you have kids, yeah, you want that. You want to have a home and suburbia. But most Canadians that are now, especially like generational Canadians, immigrants that are coming in are more the ones that need the homes because they're the ones that are having kids more. But if you're like a dink, dual income, no kids, you should have a condo. Really. They should be selling condos to people. The condo life. You don't have to shovel your driveway. You don't have to cut your grass. And the only time you go on your grass is to cut it. There's no need for that. It's, to me, it's sold a bill of goods and you really don't need it. There's other vehicles you can put your money into. There's other areas you can put your money into. And you're right that it's going up, and the housing has always going up, and since for the last 100 years, look at the graph. Home prices have only gone in one direction. They go down a little bit and then come back up. So I'm just writing something here. Yeah, Doug Ford is going to be calling an election. They said early next week, so Monday, Tuesday, I guess that means. Monday or Tuesday, he's going to call election, and he's going to have the super majority. It looks like it. Like if the polls are right, he's just going to win. And like the um, Liberal Party of Canada, of Ontario. I know I'm trying to do things at once. Oh, that's who is hitting me up. I know. Hamilton has. Hamilton been hit by Hamilton. That's what happened. Okay, so I know you know who was listening. Wheel that house up. They Ford said he's going to have an election. There's Styles, MPP Styles is the NDP opposition party, and she doesn't get in the media very much. She got on I guess it was CTV or CBC yesterday. I watch them both all the time, right? It's like I have to. It's like a Ketchup, and they do a good job. And Ketchup is like there's Heinz Ketchup. Who doesn't like Heinz Ketchup? French's Ketchup too. I like French's now also. I don't see them often, but this is all Canadian, right? Like I don't know. I don't understand. But so Styles NDP, she is she had a little bit of turmoil. She doesn't get much media. I don't know how well that party's doing. I can look at the polls. There's a really good polling company, 338 polls. 338 Canada, sorry. It's the favorite. It's an aggregate. It takes all of the polls together. The federal one, oh my god, the whole country's blue. There's a little bit of orange up in the Arctic. The Yukon's blue. Everyone's blue. It's like blue, 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 blue. It's going to be, it's going to be so very difficult. Okay, so the polling in Ontario for anybody but Conservatives to get in. The Conservatives, it's theirs to lose. Which the last two elections, under Scheer and under O'Toole, there was mistakes were made, and they were minor mistakes. They weren't major mistakes, but they were enough that the Liberal election machine is very big. So it estimates them because we're all on Twitter, and but or X, but it's going to be big. It's always been a power. I don't know about this advertising. Ugh. Don't want to see that crap. 90. Okay, in Ontario, it looks like 90. This is the polling says 90 seats for the Progressive Conservatives. Progressive Conservatives, right? There's not the Conservative Party. Oh, and it came back. And 20 for the NDP. 11 for the Liberals. The Liberals have a new leader, Crombie. I think she's fairly nice, but she's still getting her stuff together. Oh, I gotta get off this site. Awful. Um, okay, so 90 seats, to 90 to 30. Okay, so he has three. He will have three times as many votes than any other party. Ford spent 160 million on American advertising. Well, he's whoa. I guess that's okay. I kicked the cam. Um, he spent a lot of money. Spent a lot of money, but that advertising is good. Okay, that's great. The conservatives' messaging is pretty heavy. It's nice. The conservatives do a lot of messaging, a lot of emails. They do traditional stuff because most people that are conservative used to be the old guard conservative used to only be, older individuals. They would use older forms of technology, emails. Well, email was like the way, and it's kind of passed to getting a hold of somebody. I like emails. I prefer email over calls and stuff like that. Especially because you can read it. It's like black and white. You're like, wait a second. They can be changed and altered and stuff like that, but still, it's pretty good. Okay, so Mark Carney is the first. We covered him. He's in the leader. He's in by far the lead. Okay, like by far. I think he's actually going to get. He's got a pretty good resume, and because he's got the name recognition, I really like Frank Baylis. I think he's an outstanding. He did some really good things. He said some things like pretty good that he didn't. Yeah, but his problem is Freeland, Gould, and Carney are getting all the attention. It could happen. Hey, if there's a debate, I hope they do a debate. Let's see the debate. They do a debate and stuff like that. Things can happen, right? Especially if he goes attacks on them, right? And it kind of would be good. They got to be tested in fire a little bit, right? Like Pierre is a machine when it comes to rhetoric. He's just going to do a very, very, very good job on Mark Carney, and people are listening to that stuff right now. That's getting votes. It's at least getting votes. And Ruby as well. Not she I think has a bigger platform. She got out there. Yeah, I use an aggregate. The 338 polling is a good one. 338 polling is a good one because it's an aggregate of them all. So, but like I said, there's a machine. There's like a big liberal machine, so they're really good at getting elected. They're just better at it than the conservatives. The conservatives go on pragmatistic right now, and we'll see. All right, let's see what else we have on Carney here. Um, he sat down with the Honorable Erwin Kotler this afternoon, learning from his experience. You know, oh, Lightbound. Lightbound was pretty good. Lightbound he was actually his own. A lot of times when you have a chair of a committee, they really much heavily side with their own party, and that's okay. Partisan politics it's all fair, but he was really good. He was really fair. You know. So Montreal. Yeah, Montreal is such a wonderful city. It is. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. It's a nice city. So he's going and meeting people. Spent afternoon. When was this? So this was like 20 hours ago. So there's a few tweets he's done. Spent this afternoon connecting with new supporters. If we're going to deliver the change that our party and country need, it starts with us. And that's it. You got to get on on the ground. En français. Who's this? Oh, Seamus O'Regan, who's not running. Yeah, he wants fresh ideas. Oh, hey, let's see what.
You know, when I first entered politics, and that seems about 50 years ago, I made a promise to Freeland that I would put the work first. That I wasn't here for the show. I was here to do the job. And to do any job well, you need to be realistic about what needs to be done. You need to see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Canadians want change.
Oh,
That's clear. And if we're being honest with ourselves and with each other, that has probably been clear for a little while now. So knowing that Canadians want change, we got two choices. We could rationalize it, or we could be realistic about it.
no public debate,
If
eh?
we rationalize it, we'll go down the path of
Okay, so
incrementalism.
this is horrible. I'm doing a horrible job for you people here.
Try to deliver what we think is best and
Hold
hope that
on
we can
here. I'm
convince
gonna.
enough Canadians to see things our way. If we're
Um,
realistic about it,
I'm not gonna keep it on because
we'll do.
sorry I did a bad job of this.
They want change.
People want
They want
change.
fresh ideas. They want a new message.
Oh,
They
actually, that
want
part is
a
pretty
new
good.
voice. Our choice as Liberals is whether we want to see that. Our choice as Liberals is whether we give Canadians a choice.
Okay, I'm gonna. The first part would not be happy. I don't think. Okay, here we go.
We'll deliver what they want. They
Oh,
want
wait.
change.
One second
They
here.
want fresh. Canadians want clear. And if we're being honest with ourselves and with each other, we're here to do the job. And to do any job well, you need to be realistic about what needs to be done. You need to see things as they are, not as you wish them to be.
So sorry.
That I wasn't here for the show. I was here to do the job. And to do any job well, you need to be realistic about what needs to be done. You need to see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Canadians want change. That's clear. And if we're being honest with ourselves and with each other, that has probably been clear for a little while now. So knowing that Canadians want change, we got two choices. We can rationalize it, or we can be realistic about it. If we rationalize it, we'll go down the path of incrementalism. We will continue to try to deliver what we think is best and hope that we can convince enough Canadians to see things our way. If we're realistic about it, we'll deliver what they want. They want change. They want fresh ideas. They want a new message. They want a new voice. Our choice as Liberals is whether we want to see that. Our choice as Liberals is whether we give Canadians a choice in that change. There are hundreds of reasons why Mark Carney should be the next leader of the Liberal Party of Canada and our next Prime Minister. He is experienced on the world stage. He is laser focused on the economy. He is new to elected politics, but he is not new to the issues. In fact, he has been on the front lines of the economy and the environment, both here at home and around the world. He's a good, decent, and optimistic Canadian, and a steady hand when we need one. And he is not here for the show. He's here to do the job. I'll be voting for Mark Carney. If you'd like to learn more, please visit markcarney.ca. Thank you. Et vive le Canada.
Uh-oh. Was my sound off? Ha 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 ha. All of that whole thing. Ha 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 ha. I'm not yelling at somebody. Hey, what the hell are you talking about? I had it on mute. What the hell are you saying there? I had. Sorry, I sounded it. Sorry. I had my microphone off. Okay, so the Inuit have 52. What I was doing, I researched it. They have 52 names. So what I was saying is oh, how did it all start? Okay, so what I did, I liked Stephen Harper, as a prime minister because he was a really good prime minister, for me, right? Like I thought he did an outstanding job because what did he do? He said that um, he bought a lot of equipment for the military. Okay, so he bought. Yeah, I'm totally hacked. I know that someone's playing around with my stuff. So what happens is this thing. I did it. I did that one. The Harper was great. He just did this outstanding thing. He bought all kinds of equipment for the military. When I was in, like new uniforms, new kit, and we were using like old stinky, like they're issued your first time. I got old stinky kit, and it was breaking apart. When I first got in, it was like okay. At first, it was like Christmas, and then after a while, you're like, wow, I'm getting used stuff. It feels like it, did someone, whose stuff was this? Like you didn't get your underwear and stuff like that, but you had the old stuff, like it was a recycle bin. And then when Harper got in, new equipment, big time new equipment, big time new uniforms, all this new stuff. It was like a whole new game. Our CAD pat, that they call it CAD pat, our camouflage, was the most sophisticated in the world. They call it digital, and it was the best in the world. Now a lot of other countries have copied our CAD pat. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just like new equipment; it was the new best worldwide equipment. We don't have a big force, but it was light and tight. Harper also did a great thing. The Rangers up in the Arctic, he gave them a lot of money now. Like work with these people. He got 52 names for ice. Like if you wanted an Arctic power, you have to have the Rangers up there. And so what Harper was going to do was build military bases for the Northwest Passage. Now he was Northwest Passage, and so what is he going to do, right? Like if you have and he wanted to open the natural resources, but you can't just have oil companies go in these natural resources. Bad things happen. So the Coast Guard, what would happen was the Coast Guard would come, has to be there. The military has to have bases of like this extra support, not just the isolated cities that are up there, right? You need to have military support, Coast Guard support for when like a ship gets locked up in the ice. You need to have icebreakers. You need to have this military Coast Guard infrastructure there for when bad things happen, say an oil break or whatever, right? Or mines have problems, storms. So what he was doing was the first initial was icebreakers. This all got stopped when Trudeau got in, and then he was talking about building bases, and then at the same time opening up the Northwest Passage with icebreakers and opening up the resources up there, and it would benefit the people up there, and it'll benefit the rest of the country because it's just the natural resources in the Arctic are just very, very, very large. Um. Oh, Sean. Oh, it's Shawnee. Is that who the big D is? So, John. So this is Yaya's. He basically, that's what Harper was going to do. Now, he didn't get in. Trudeau got in. How did Trudeau? I believe Trudeau got in because people were tired of the negative media atmosphere that Harper was giving. They were tired of it. Remember, he had 10 years in, and it helped. But people were kind of tired of it. They're like, oh, I just want you to do an interview. I don't hate the CBC that much every day. And so, and then Trudeau said sunny ways, and so people were like, yeah, I don't want to see a fight with everybody every day. I want to have sunny ways. And then he said the biggest thing, which changed a lot of people's minds, that I seen it really quickly, cannabis, legalizing cannabis. There's like 77% of Canadians had smoked cannabis at that time. once in their life, at least once in their life. And so, and didn't have a negative opinion of it. It was like 85% of the, 87, I think, 86% of the population had a positive opinion of cannabis. Why is it illegal? Right? That's pretty heavy. And then the medical reasons and all this other stuff. There's proof on it, and for medical and this and that, and keeping the populace docile and happy, right? So I think that's why he got in. And then he decided. So he did that really easily, right? He did interviews. He did one-arm push-ups. He did a boxing fight. He did all these stuff, and so that was easy. And then they legalized cannabis. But what then happened is I believe the international individuals and the Greens people they said, well, it's not just that. We're all about this as well. It's the kids, it's the youth, because the teachers have been told to tell the kids it's all about the environment. So the kids were brainwashed or whatever. The kids were involved in it, so they thought, well, that's going to work. Well, the kids don't vote. People under 30 don't vote. Now it's going to change. It's changing. More younger people are getting into it. But at that point, they didn't vote. And they don't really have a say in the environment. They're just basically like, yeah, I agree with that. But they don't understand that, hey, by closing down, not allowing oil pipelines that's already being produced and being put across the nation, it's just they're going to use different methods and then make less money. It went to the trains. All the trains made all kinds of money. And that, you want to talk about environmental disaster, put oil on little tiny trains compared to a pipeline. It's minor disasters everywhere, you know? It's not much oil goes on one of those things compared to a pipeline. I believe he got into that, and then he got entrapped by that international speak like this, and then they just went nuts with it, and then it started to work. And then when they started to lose in the polls, they were like, well, we'll just turn on the taps more, and we'll shut down the speech of these certain people, and then we'll know who's who by we'll have directives of using people. When he said to this woman, that one young girl or whatever in university, we don't say that word right now. We call it people kind. I use people kind all the time because it's like that was it for me. I'm like, that's it. I don't want this bull crap. You know who did that? Who said certain words? Who confiscated things from people? You know what I mean? That we know who did that, and I don't want to see that crap. Not on anybody. I don't care if they're my political nemesis. So they were doing this. How he kept in power was the Conservatives, in my opinion, didn't do as well in elections, but they were doing well before. They just kept on going. And it wasn't just, it was an see my couch. It was an international political machine. Who is that? I don't know. Who are they? I don't know. It may have been just a consensus. These political parties started jiving together. And if you haven't realized, they started it. The left started it. Like this political party and the Liberals worked with the party in the Danes, like what's happening in Daneland. You just go look at that prime minister, her record. Oh, my God. It's going to be Holland. It's going to be Greenland. So they started working together, like having the same community. And hey, they're international investors, right? We're investing in China. Why would I invest in Canada? Well, because the people at home are paying, and anyway, and as our price of food goes up, and they did it first. The left got together and joined together. And what did they do? They didn't realize, and they didn't care that they're creating the right's going to do it now, and the right did it. Trump has a lot of sway in Europe right now because these right-wing parties they were having meetings. Actually, Bannon was the guy who really started. He was bouncing around all these countries a few years ago. Didn't get too much media attention here in Canada, but he set the groundwork. Once you set certain groundwork, it's there, it's available, and people become aware of it. And so when you hear a slogan pop up in a right-wing French party, it'll pop up in Italy because they're all kind of connected. There's people that are talking to each other. And with the internet age, the left started it with their, what groups I'm talking about. They did it, and then now the right's got it. And that's why I think we're having such a firm switch to the right, is because Bannon laid the groundwork on getting everybody. Viktor Orban was in power from the beginning days, and he still is in. In Italy, she's been in power. She's pretty good. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. The 50,000 people in Greenland. You're right. The 50,000 people in Greenland are gonna want to be American because the Danes they just finally on their like coat of arms they finally put a person of Inuit on their coat of arms only after Trump, right? And it's like she set it up. Oops. She set it up to fail. It has to be. It has to be America. Of course, it's America. It's fail because they can't afford it. The Danes can't afford the security on Greenland. No way. There's just no way. And what are they? They're not doing much over there. They haven't done anything in Greenland for a long time. 50,000 people. They're not helping the people populate everywhere. They're not doing anything. It's going to be America anyway. He already set it up in 2019, and it's going through. All they have to do is convince 50,000 people, and they have to economic. He said there was a hard, tough call with the Danish Prime Minister, and they have to do economic policies against Denmark to convince them if they don't want to be convinced. She's going to be the prime minister that sold Greenland. That's it. And then it's going to be a natural resource haven. So Trudeau got in under these auspices, and at the whole time that he did this international thing, he didn't care about the people. He said the whole time, he spout off to us, everyone who would listen, he spout off that said that, and for the working class, he was not. He was a complete lie, as the housing prices have gone, and he's helping investors, Canadian mutual funds, invest outside the country, making it better and better and better for these people. So that's Mark Carney has the most support by far. I honestly think McKinnon is gone for him. Wilkinson. Here, I'll put this up. Wilkinson right here. Whoops. Wilkinson. He's got the most support and a resume. A machine against. So 2 days ago, it's starting his attacks on Pierre. Another one, Ali Sassi. He's got a pretty good powerhouse. He's pretty good. More of a pragmatic politician in the Liberal. Oh, here he is. Willowdale, chair of Foreign Affairs, and then that's probably why, because he's chair of Foreign Affairs and the International Development Committee. When you're a in the international, you have less chance to be able to be one of the culture warrior politicians. So they put those type of people that are actually pragmatic and they're actually good at their job in the place. And he did good. In the committees, he was balanced. There were certain individuals that they would use for like very partisan issues, and he wasn't one of them. Ali, I always called him Ali, but obviously, in my head. Okay, that's his campaign. I think it's doing the best. Don't know about you people. Y'all. But his campaign now, MP Freeland. Freeland is there basically. I think she's representing the last 10 years, whether she likes it or not. She's representing the last 10 years, and this is the moment. Oh, that's pinned. Okay, 5 hours ago. Chrystia Freeland is Scott Sims. Who's that? He's got an eagle. He's got a bird on his shoulder. Pearson Center of Progressive Policy. So is the old, and I mean old as in like before Trump, before Trump won the election, like that international force. She's representing that moneyed international opinion people. Well, who else we can? I believe that, and it's good to have that representation in the Liberal leadership race, because if it loses, it'll send a signal to the Liberal base and to all the politicians, and where even their own people in the Liberal Party where they are, right? So I think it's good, and if it would be nice if she didn't change her policies and just went on the same ones. But I think she's savvy. She'll steal all of any good idea. Not steal, but you know what I mean. Arif Virani, he was doing pretty good on as a political culture war on in question not in question period. It's going back with the he was doing a pretty good job, and then he put forward a bill that was going to create a an appointed board to rule over social media, and someone could just sign and say, I want to flag this person because they hurt my feelings and I'm offended, and the board could cancel you without giving the person any notification. So, old guard liberal, and it's done. Oh, this. Okay, this is like yesterday, so she's done a few tweets. President Trump, Canada's not for sale. We are strong, independent, and will never let your health insurers profit off Canadians. That's awful. Okay. Well, that's awful if they were to do that. What's this? Wuhan is trending. Oh, no. We don't want to hear from Wuhan. Ratcliffe. John Ratcliffe. He is now the director of the CIA. And this guy's got a resume, 600,000 followers. He's very, very good. It says there's going to be changes in the CIA, I believe. Nobody made the case of why COVID obviously came from the Wuhan better than Jon Stewart.
Has in many ways helped ease the suffering.
I'm not going to put that up. Maybe copyright. CIA favors. Oh, this is the news. The CIA. Now remember, it's Radcliffe. Radcliffe is in. John Radcliffe. He got in, and they didn't give him much flack. He got in, I think, because everyone's scared of him. I'm slightly scared of him, and I really support him. But that's the best type people are, in my opinion. So a new assessment released by the CIA. So it's because of the new individual that's in there. They probably, the people that were more Trump-leaning in opinions were always there, but they didn't have a strong voice. They were getting, suppressed down. So I think what's happening is their voices now, they're going to be elevated, right? I'm not any of that, like I'm just a monkey. But CIA, this is from the New York Times, so they must have wrote this very begrudgingly. The CIA now favors lab leak theory to explain COVID's origins. So remember, people were getting canceled on YouTube and shut down and charged and called everything but what they were, because they said Wuhan. Now the CIA says it. It actually was started from the Department of Energy. So whoever the heck is the Department of Energy is the one that said it first. But now the CIA is getting on board, right? So things are changing fast. Freeland didn't have much to say. So much to say. I don't think, I personally, I'm just saying it doesn't matter. She's been in politics with that party and like shoulder to shoulder with Trudeau for so long. You can't. I don't think she has a hope in winning, but it's good that she's running and good she's there. She's still serving her country. She could just retire with a pension and very happily. But so reposted 4 hours ago, James Maloney. So he is a puppy. I like this Galloway's. What is this? A restaurant? Etobicoke Lakeshore. Where's that place I've been? Looks nice. It's a nice little place. Callaway's. Or is it Galloway's? I think I was in there before. Hamilton? Definitely. She's good. She's running. Good. She's serving. And she said she's going to serve anyway. But I don't think that I don't think because getting elected isn't reality or who's the best for the job. It's about who is perceived to be the best. And if you look at the polling, the whole country's blue, and there's a little bit of orange up in the Arctic, a little bit of orange. So it's a mountain you can't climb. You'd have to do what Pierre did, and I mean Pierre Trudeau, the walk in the snow, and then he came back. He came back because people have a 3-month thing. Okay, so basically Freeland, she hasn't been that busy. She's been not online, like her footprint. She's obviously had this big meeting here. It was very tiring at the meeting, and that she's serving, and I know. Okay, I'm not gonna go into it any more than that. Let's see. Let's see who the next is. Gould. Gould. I like to say her name. I don't know if she's married or not. I guess she must be. She has a kid. Oh, Karina. Karina. With a K. Karina Gould. Why am I not? Why is she not coming up? Oh, there she is. I think I'm even following her. Checking all this stuff out. Okay, so she's like the youth vote, divvying up the youth. Her followers have gone quite a bit up. She's got a pin. This is her shtick. I think she's done a good job getting the youth vote out. Okay, so she reposted something yesterday. Canada's not for sale. Oh, that's a cool little scene. Canada's not for sale. There's the guy who's running behind that. He's like trying to he's starting a big campaign, and he says he's having trouble finding Canadian companies to do the clothing. This is something I also do. Hey, when I can afford, I want to buy made in Canada clothing first, just because I'm kind of a nationalist on that. I want to support as much as I can locally because it's the blue collar people and the people of Canadian I'd rather buy off of. It's every time you buy something, you get a vote. So I always think about what I do when I buy as much as I possibly can when price isn't the only factor in my head, which it has been lately, unfortunately. So 23 hours ago, she said only 3 days left to register. I think I'm going to register. I think so. If you can support me, in the little part, 3 days left to register. Yeah, she's been quite a bit on excuse me, CTV Power Play. I haven't had a coffee. CTV Power Play. She's been doing and she. Oh my gosh, this Vashi Capellos. She's been pretty tough on these liberals, like which is good. You need that stuff. 4 days left. Gould. Okay, so that's Gould. Let's see. Baylis is on. He's a businessman. So his business, he's on like the business sites. He's actually, I was surprised. I'm like, why am I? He's got a very good profile on this business site and this business site and all these other ones, and it's because he's a businessman. He's a billionaire, very very rich. He doesn't need the job, you know. So he's okay. Who are we going to check out next? Let's check out Arya Chandra. Oops. Chandra. Well, I know I'm following him. All right, well, no, I'm not. Oops. We got about the same amount of followers as Gould. So he submitted his application. He's not very. No. I heard he has a ground game. He submitted the money. He's got the money. So he says, I am running for the position of Prime Minister of Canada. Our nation faces structural challenges that require tough solutions. We must make bold political decisions to secure prosperity for our children and grandchildren. I have outlined everything in the statement provided here. So he's got a lot. Yeah, there's something to read on him. He's got 500,000 views. He has a ground game. This guy's got a ground game. He's like, he may come. You may be surprised at how many votes he gets. I believe that will be the case, to be honest. I want to do Ruby last. Who are we doing next here? Oh, Jaime Batista. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a profile, or he didn't, on YouTube. Something happened. He said something, and he apologized for it, so I won't. Oh my God, I didn't even spell his name right. What an idiot. Make sure I got it here. Oh no, I did. Okay. Yeah, there's. Oh, there you go. Oh, I just may have spelled them wrong. Okay, so yeah, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He is now Cape Breton. I didn't know that. Cape Breton. He's actually Native American. So he's the Native American Nova Scotia vote. Cape Breton's beautiful. It's the most beautiful part in the country. I like that he sports the Native American, like he doesn't hide his thing. And we got 5 to 15% of the population. 5%, 100% identifies as Native American, but at least 15%, you know what I mean, has a good decent amount in them, a very high percentage. Maybe not enough to get the card, but they got a good decent amount. And so that's to me. I think there should be representatives, and I'm glad that he's serving. And I'm not saying we should pick these people over someone else. I'm saying that these people need to come forward on their own accord, right? That's different, right? They have to do it on their own. But hey, and I'm the type of person that wants to encourage it. That's all there is to it. Don't like it. Oh, he joined in 2019, so I just missed it. Jaime Batista. I think he's done pretty good in the thing. He's got a big. He's got a fight. We've got a big fight ahead of him, being from Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. It's not the cities. So he's got his statement up there. Warrior brief. Yeah, see, you can see that picture there. I'll make sure I have it up. Of course I don't. Yeah. There we go. Warrior brief. Who's wheel? Who you're in a group there, Lori? You and your husband or your wife? Yeah. The problem is they're on all the parties. They're in the Conservatives too. He didn't kick them out of the party. He said they won't be in his cabinet. We didn't kick them out of the party. So I believe, just like that one from that Danish Prime Minister, if you don't kick them out of your party for being in WEF without a resignation, like them saying I formally resign, and they're still in these organizations that people are tired of their policies, their mass immigration, they're all these awful policies, gut out the middle class because they're awful people. Well then what? You haven't really done anything, because you can flip, and there's nothing legally that says that you can't flip what your opinions are. Of course, we all want. That's why I'm always okay with someone saying, "Well, I did the wrong policy, but now going forward," especially when someone says that, they usually don't flip. That's like if they flipped and said, like, the mea culpa or whatever. I gotta find another word to say. But when they said I was wrong, and I'm going, usually those people, they don't go back to their old ways because they've done that shame, giving that redemption. They're more reliable in whatever they're saying the second time. And I don't believe, honestly, if someone says, "Oh, the Liberals lied," I don't think the Liberals lied to us. They got in on cannabis and sunny ways. And they offered cannabis in sunny ways. The next actual election, they said green policies. And they didn't get in on their policies. They got in because the Conservatives were not showing to be a better. And they could have. I think if they would have had Andrew in another round, he would have won the next round. He made a very minor mistake, which was exploded because when it happened at the worst time. He got caught working with a journalist to destroy a political party, and then at the same time he created a feeding frenzy for them by saying, "I will not say, I will not agree or deny these comments." And he said that over and over, and it turned the media into a frenzy. And then they found out that he had some dual citizenship, like as if anyone cares. But it was when it was found out at the end, and I think what it did more than anything in this, it made Ontario people who were going to vote for him hesitant and didn't vote for him. That's what I think happened. It was just, and in a month or two later, no one would have cared. But when it happened, he should have said that beforehand, that I have dual citizenship, that I didn't have much work before this, and that I was working with this party, with this journalists or whatever, or journalist group to help expose people, which was a bad move. It was a bad move. He destroyed his. He basically now, and what happened was Trudeau never changed any of his. Kept on going down that same road. While the rest of the world was seeing how bad these policies are, he apparently was blind to them, and he thought maybe because these conservatives were just so much in turmoil, I'll just continue to do it. Trudeau. He should have retired a long time ago. He should have retired last year at this time. Not this year. I think he really hurt his party by waiting on that extra year. He still could have won. If he would have gone all the way to a Pierre, if they have some goods on him, they could have got it. But I believe Trump said that's enough. We don't, Remember when you made fun of me? Well, you're going to look bad that I'm going to make you look like you retired because you spoke with me, because that's basically what happened. He went to go fly to Mar-a-Lago, and he said, well, he said something like, you stay in, I'm going to give you tariffs 100%. You better retire. I think that's what he said. I have no way of knowing. But he didn't lie. Trudeau, I don't think you put him in a lot of bad categories. I will agree with you. I will be there saying, yep, you're missing a category. These type of people that light candles in the dark, that type of people, and these high-flying people who go to European cities, he's all in that. There's no doubt. The environment was bigger than getting a job, and if you didn't have a university job, you were, useless to him, because why would we build more homes? I got 3 homes. Why not? Well, because the price went out of everyone's hand. He did these policies to the point, and the conservatives just didn't do a strong enough plan. That's my opinion. And he said he was going to do everything that Trudeau said he was going to. He didn't pull any wool over us. I don't think anyone thought we got something that he did. He said it. He said that we're going to put environment first. We're going to cancel the pipelines. And he put MP Guilbeault in the window he had him beside him. Remember when he was riding the bus? Remember that bus thing? He's like, yeah, well, we're going to make it more affordable for Canadians. That's the only part he did lie. He said we're going to make it more affordable for Canadians. And when he said that, it was basically saying nothing, because if anyone can say that, but his policies, when they said the policies that if you read their go back and read their platform, he didn't lie. Except that is a lie, I guess, because he basically failed. There's a difference between failing, but of course he didn't make it better for the working class in any shape, way, or form, unless he was talking about the people that made over $250,000 a year. And had a staff to help them research on where to invest. But I don't think he honestly, a lot of things I want to put on him, and lots of things come on. Who has done more work making fun of Trudeau than me? There's a few people. There's a lot of people. But they're in the hundreds. They're not in the thousands. Especially not effective work in the thousands, but work in the hundreds. Amount. He's got a lot of bad things, got a lot of dispersion. The Chinese issue is a huge one. Maybe there's some lies we can find. But no, he said he was going to do these things, these policies, and then people voted for it. I think more likely, though, after the first one they voted for him, but after that they just didn't want to vote for their opposition. And the NDP have no way of getting it in yet. Band-Aid? He's already retired. He's fine. He's already Trudeau is already gone, and I don't know what you're saying. And the crises and stuff like that, people are just politics. I haven't seen a bigger flip like this in all the watching of politics in all the countries, and I've never seen a bigger flip when you have this much support. But hey, there's a first for everything, right? But the Conservatives right now have the lead. If they don't stay in, if Pierre doesn't continue to find more flaws with what Trudeau did, his basically flouting the laws, his ethics laws, they're civil laws, they're not real laws. But if you know what I mean, like taking free vacations and talking with only the rich people, like giving money to the rich people and not helping not allowing anything to be built, like. If you're not building much, if you know home prices, builds are down this year. So what happens is only the people like there's one company. It's like they're hiring their friends because there's not a demand. You can hire your friends, and there's like not tons of when there's too much work. They don't just hire people. Companies don't just hire their friends. They hire everybody, and then this is where I like better about it. And that's why I like boomtowns. They hire and the people who actually are there for work, not for the social engagement and cast aspersions on people. Those people get pushed aside, and they get invited to all the parties. That's great. I don't want to go to your fucking party. But those people get pushed aside for the real people, I believe, the real people of the world that get things done. Yes, you got to be nice. I know I should be nicer than I am, but I'm more about if you want to get things done, I will be so polite with you. I will go out of my way to be nice to you. But if you're the type of person who's sitting there like making fun of this idiot or this guy because he's an idiot all day, when they're not there especially, and those type of people do very, very well in Canada and in the West. They've been doing very well because, hey, we just make fun of him when he's not there. It's easy, and we all could laugh at him. And then when that person gets there, we all can do this. Those type of people make me sick, but they've been elevated because we don't have an economy that it actually means that you can get things done. Those people don't get things done. They do this. No need for them. And then we have also a political class that says, you're saying things too harsh. You've offended me. Flag this person. And then it actually has flagged them. So it's just elevated the socialites. And a socialite is a piece of shit to me. I have no use for socialites. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I'm not sorry at all. I'm not actually sorry. But the socialites are the ones that are actually controlling our countries. They're destroying our country. Controlling and destroying, because you can't build a home. Home starts are down this year. Why? Why are they down? Because the people of the socialites are winning. And so, my opinion, Trudeau didn't lie. He just was very shitty. Yeah. Okay, so Jaime Batista has a bit of a war brief going on here. War brief on his Substack. So he's on Substack. McMaw. I like him I hope he continues to run. I like him as a representative of that. Oh, here we go. Look.
Danse. Deluisinin Jaime Battiste. My name is Jaime Battiste.
Oh, no, that's
I'm
fine.
the member
okay,
of...
hold on.
Gue. Bonjour.
Oh, he
Danse.
says it in 3 languages. Oh, that's why. I don't know any of it. Make sure we got the volume on. Let's listen to what he has to say. Righty then. Okay, let's see.
Gue. Bonjour. Danse.
Danse.
Deluisinin Jaime Battiste. My name is Jaime Battiste, and I'm the member of Parliament for Sydney Victoria.
I like fucking view.
Over the past 10 years, we've taken important strides towards reconciliation. We've seen historic legislation go through. We've seen the first ever Indigenous Supreme Court judge. We've seen the first ever Indigenous Governor General. We've seen the first ever Indigenous Language Commissioner. With your help, we can see the first ever Indigenous candidate for the leadership of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister of this country. So I've been urged all across this country to consider putting my name forward, and I want to do it. I know that it's going to be a challenge, but I know there always has to be a first. Before there was a first Premier Wab Kinew, there was a Elijah Harper. Before there was
Wab Kinew's doing pretty good in Manitoba.
President Barack Obama, there had to be a Jesse Jackson. There always has to be that first person who tries to take those steps in a powerful way, even if it's only laying the foundation and taking those first steps, paving the way for future generations. And I'm excited to try. But I need youth, Indigenous youth. I need Indigenous leaders to get involved, to share the link that I'm creating, to be a part of my team. I need you to get involved with the Liberal Party of Canada because you can make a difference. If you're more than 14 years old, you can be a part of the future of determining who our next Prime Minister is. And so I need your help. I'm asking you to sign the link, share with your friends, and get excited about being part of the Liberal Party of Canada. Thank you. Walalin.
I don't know about you. I like the message. I thought it was good. Um, I support him. As a win. I would like to see him win. I think, like he even admitted, like he's not. Um, I like the fact. Oops. Why is my brain not working? I like the fact that he didn't like blow smoke or anything and say, "Hey, I'm going to be, I'm going to win and we're going to win it." No, he says, "Hey, there's got to be someone who's a first." Um, oh, well, that's what it is. Okay. He said there's someone, someone has to be the first, and so he's not trying to pretend he's going to be the winner. He says, "Hey, it's going to be tough," and it looks like he kind of cast his eyes down when he said like, I'm running it, like basically says, he's not giving anyone any delusions. He's saying, listen, I ain't going to win, but if I have a really strong force and we make a really good foundation, if he makes some really good tight bonds, the next one could be it. Wob Canoe and New Brunswick did a really, 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 really good job. I was like really happy to see him there. And I was going, I thought conservatives should have won it, but then the conservatives did this billboard, and it was mean. It was about the trash, and it was like, it was mean. It was mean spirited, and it was too mean spirited. And I was like, well, I see who's going to win now after they did that billboard. It was a very horrible billboard. Like, I think people get Twitter in the mind and they don't realize that Twitter is just someone who's hiding, or X. They're like this and they don't want everyone to know how aggressive they are, and they think that they're being anonymous. And then most of the time they are kind of. But I think they ran with that too much in Manitoba, and they found out what happens. Wob Canoe got it. And you know what they did? Another thing is they did what the left has been doing to people for a long time. They like bring up some bullshit from his past that we can't have him in because he has I don't know what it was. It was a DUI, I think it was, or drunk in public. It was very, very, very small. It was a minor civil, what I consider a civil charge, and they like tried to throw that at him. He's like, yeah, well, he's like, I have a past. What do you think? I got a past. I'm trying to do his voice. I'm not doing a good job. He's like, yeah, I got a past, and I'm not perfect. I think that's exactly how he said it. I'm like, I have a past, and I'm not perfect, but I'm here to work for you. Everyone's like, yeah. The idea of we're going to make things that don't elevate to the point of court system to eliminate somebody from running in politics or getting a job. Those days are over. And now, because of Trump, what even hits the court is going to be questioned. Even that which hits the court, because the people that have been running the system have been rigging it for way too long, and they took it. If they didn't do Trump, they could have kept the lie up, but they did Trump, and now the lie is exposed. Everyone knew. Anyone who knew anything about the legal system, who did a proper investigation. Oh, sorry. Whoever really looked at the system. Am I talking to myself? Do I got my mic on? And then who did the system, checked out the system, knew it was baloney. A lot of the legal system is like the weak and idiots go to jail, where the big criminals. I'm like, I know a few criminals. Like, I don't, like, I never will say, like, and they're pretty high up there. They're really rich. And all the yayas I went to school are, like, getting paid. Why? I had a cop come to me, like, why are you at my fucking door? What the fuck am I? Get the fuck out of my fucking door. You know who's doing the big deals in this town, and you're knocking on me because I'm yelling, And it was like, yeah, I was on the phone. I have a lot of voice. I was on the phone, and it's like, well, what the fuck is this? You've come down here for some guy yelling on the phone, and you knew it was on the phone. That was when I realized I better look at the system, because this system can really hurt me. The system can really, really hurt me. And they did it to Trump. You know, you're doing it in politics, and someone can just say, oh, and it wasn't here. It wasn't where I was living here. It was like, it was out in an area. And it was, you know, we can just call and make shit up and fucking send people to jail. And they've been doing it. Now, of course, the legal system, of course, gets criminals and stuff like that. But the big fish don't ever get touched. Wonder why that is, eh? I wonder. Oh, look, we lost one. Thank God. Everyone has a past, and it's all, we're going to find it out, we're going to expose it. This is what I want to say about it. What evidence do you have? Is it admissible in court? And shut up. Cast your dispersions on someone else. This is it. But people have accepted the lies of the guys who's, you know, they say about every drug dealer, 500 people, every drug dealer in this country is killed. So don't fucking give me any bullshit. Don't give me any of this bullshit like, you know, you're an asshole because you yelled. Come on. Or these guys doing minor criminal activities like as if they're the worst things. No. The police system is not designed to get the big fish right now. It just ain't. It ain't. Ain't going to happen. You know? And then when they really exposed, they blew the whole cover that they fucking fucked up. If they wanted to keep the system, they never should have gone after Trump. And now everyone's totally aware of you go on X right now. Everyone's totally aware with the emperor has no clothes, and it's all bullshit. And they're all just going after whoever the society, rich society, doesn't like. Ching! Look, we had Chinese police stations in this country. Who got arrested? Not one person's been arrested. Not one in this country. But we have other countries doing police stations. How many people did those Chinese police stations screw over people like me who are totally against having foreign interference? How many do you think? I bet you there was a few people that had it, but not one of these people got arrested. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it any farther. Basically, they showed us the emperor has no clothes. So casting a dispersion on another politician and saying he has this, the only answer is, what evidence do you have? Is it admissible in court? And then there are obviously those type of people that do that stuff. They don't have real evidence. If there was real evidence, or they'll say, well, look at this court readout. We're like, yeah, there's a court readout. Someone said this one thing about another person. What is no one ever lied before? So what's like they said about this Doug Hegseth guy. So this guy's ex-wife's sister, who wasn't apparently there, said some bullshit. So what the fuck does that mean? So what? Go on X if you want to see some people talking shit about somebody. Is any of it real? Probably about 5%. You know what I mean? They're just saying, oh, you can say what you want. That doesn't make it true. Was it proven? Was there actual evidence behind it? No. Oh, okay. Well, why didn't it fly through? Well, because maybe someone knew everything else and you don't know the whole story. And this is the problem with this vigilantism. And we're all going to do it because it's interesting. But we have a whole class of people that this is what they do. They create their whole living off of destroying other people. And they get paid for it. And this is what's happened for a long time. Emperor's got no clothes, and this is why that one individual, people are liking criminal system more, and it's destroying our own system. They have to, I think, the police, but it starts with the police only follow what the politicians do. We need to have more people like this guy, this Jaime Battiste guy, that are straightforward, Wab Canoe, that are straightforward individuals that aren't here to bullshit and lie. They're here to say they're here to work for the people of the country, not just the rich few. And then when these rich few say, hey, this guy is a problem. Well, what have you been doing to him? They don't ask that question. What have you been doing to him or her? Right? Why is this person a problem? Because you don't like them? Why? This is what happens so many times. The wealthy have been using it to, it's a saying. They use the poor to beat the poor, right? What do you think a cop is? A cop is a poor person. They make $100 and something a year. Who's going to go make $100,000 a year and go to college? Not someone who's very wealthy and has a very good opportunities. $100,000 a year is good for someone. $120,000 a year is good for someone who's blue collar, who's came from working class families. It's good. It's not someone who's like has money in their family. They're not going to go be a cop unless they want to do something else, right? That's just my opinion on it. And we had this so much, and we got these people, and they're all over the comment. They're like, this and that. We got this. Look at this evidence. I've seen it before. So this guy showed me. He's like, look at this. I'm like, well, where'd you get this? Well, why is that guy not arrested? Oh, the RCMP aren't doing their job. And you're the guy behind the bar who sells coke to fucking goddamn anybody who can walk in this bar, and you're the you're the purveyor of moral authority right now. How many people OD'd off your shit? How many people did you rip off? Because no one can. Hey, what happens when a big tough drug dealer fucking rips you off? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. Anyway, pot's legal now, so I don't have to do that. 80% of retired lawyers are negligent. I don't know what that means. Negligent what? Casting dispersions on somebody. Negligent to what? I have no. I think it's the system. The people. All people are good. I think we're all good, but we all have to work in the system that we have. That's what it is. And lawyers are working in the system that they're in. They're not. How many people want to destroy their family, their life, and have no life, and live in a freaking 12 by 12 office to make things right? No one. The number is about this. It ain't that one. It ain't the percent. It ain't them. They want the system. They want to keep the system. They want to keep the status quo. The only people that need it. That's why I like to see that the Democrats got crushed. We need to don't. If you're a Democrat, you want to see it better, don't make it sound like it was better. Make it sound worse than really what it was, Trump's defeat. Because the only way you're going to be able to fix your party and actually get people to fix the nation, or we're going to go totalitarianism. It's going to be everyone's laughing at Biden, but what did he say in the end? Money controls this country. And then he gave all of his family a pass. Well, because money controlled him. That's what happened. It helped his family. He's not saying I'm innocent. He had honor by not giving one for himself, but he gave everyone to his family. Because what happens? People, they go after your family with carrots and sticks. This is what's happening. I'm sorry, I'm gone on a tangent, and it's into conspiracy theorists people call, and it doesn't help. Look, there's only one left. Okay. So I'm still doing my work. There's my tangent. Let's see. Next one, Jaime Batista. I think he's a great MP. We need to see more MPs like that, more Native American MPs, and I believe more people that are working class individuals. I love that background too. Fuck. It's nice. With the fog. It's early morning. Morning people are good people, in my opinion. And that's the morning. I was taken in the morning. All right, X down. Okay, Frank Baylis. Frank Baylis is he's a candidate that has big time good stuff. Frankie, I don't know him, but I shouldn't call him that. Okay, so Frank Baylis, Liberal leader candidate. He's an outstanding individual. Frank Baylis site. We'll go. Actually, I'll check that out right now. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, good. This is his site. I know that oh wait. There. It's a big wide site. I don't have the formatting. I can do it, but I'm not gonna. Register for. You can register. First thing they want you to do is register. Meet Frank Baylis. Frank Baylis is a successful Canadian entrepreneur. He was a member of Parliament representing the island of Montreal, riding in Pierre Poilievre, 2014 to 2019. So, electrical engineer by training. He is an executive chairman of Baylis Medical Technologies. Frank has built a global reputation for revolutionizing healthcare through cutting-edge medical devices, culminating in his company's landmark sale to Boston Scientific in 2022, worth $1.75 billion. I like him. Wow. This guy is a machine. As an engineer, entrepreneur, and human rights activist, Frank has dedicated his life to solving complex problems and creating opportunities to make difference. See, I believe the way future for our medical problems isn't getting more doctors. It's getting more AI in health in the healthcare system. getting more technology, and you have to build it in this country. That's my. Oh yeah, we got gas, gas, gas. People don't like it. Emperor has no clothes. We got a horrible system here. Okay, making life affordable for every Canadian. Okay, his focuses are: we will focus on improving the value of the Canadian dollar, which will lower prices of goods, making life more affordable for everyone. Delivering his other part of his platform will be delivering the best healthcare for all, which, hey, he's got the medical know-how, and he 1.75 billion. That means he made some really good stuff. Like, he definitely is. I like him so much more now. I didn't know all. I should have known this. I'm an idiot. A government that works for Canadians. We will improve respect and decency in the House of Commons and create ways for citizens to hear their ideas in Parliament. Respect and decency in the House of Commons and create ways for citizens to hear their ideas in the Parliament. That's a good idea. I like that. Many hands make light work, and I think that the more ideas is the more help, right? And a lot of people will do this as their entertainment. No, you just go out of your top chat. Who's this Robinson? What is it? What are you talking? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying here. I'm sorry. YouTube is fine. And you're all there. None of your comments were blocked. Blocked Big D. If anything, I'll check away that name. I'm not really happy about it, the way you set that up. I think you're being nefarious, and I don't trust you. And why would I? Because the way you sold it was a lie. YouTube doesn't want me to see this. Yeah, it sounds like a drug fucking dealer move there. Oh, they're not. They don't want it. Well, I'll tell you. So YouTube didn't do anything. So sorry, Dick. Okay, this is it. You're gone. They please leave on your own accord. It would be best. No one blocked your thing. No one blocked what you said. Your comment was a complete lie and bullshit. No blocks. I see it when it's blocked, and I can pull them, dig them out. And I don't know who this person is, and I have no reason to care what the hell you say in a comment. I don't even know who the hell you are. Probably do. I probably do know you, or you know me from something. But you're doing casting dispersions, and it's really unacceptable, to be honest. So everything you've said, everything you say from now on, I'm sorry. You've showed me who you are, and you're liar. You've lied on my comments, and you just cast dispersions on YouTube. Yeah. I'm trying to help you, everyone. No. Yeah. I'm trying to help you because I'm trying to hurt somebody, so I'm trying to help you. It was just game over. Game over for you, Big D. You did lie because YouTube did not hit your comments. You said 3 times I tried. Well, I see when comments are blocked. I just removed one of your comments. I can still see your comment. None of your code disperse another channel. It's buffering. What's buffering? My channel's not buffering. Yeah, okay. You did. That's it. I don't care. You're gone. You're gone from the channel. And I did like a lot of your comments before, but that's how I've seen it. I've noticed it before. You do mostly good comments, and then you put some baloney out there like YouTube's hiding my comments. You can have a good day. And D-Ski, you're coming close. I'm pretty sure that you're sitting in the same room with this big big D. Sounds pretty freaking close, don't it? Look at all these comments you did. Holy fuck. This is how I've noticed what they do. You do this, and then all of a sudden you think I'm gonna trap you. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. Have a good fucking day. Fuck off. And there's only one way to deal with people like you, and that's just head on. Because you come, cast aspersions and baloney crap. What evidence do you have? Oh, it's someone else. You can go away. Okay, good. There's only 3. You've left. Thank you. Okay, so Baylis, 11 minutes ago. Thank you for Operation Black Vote for inviting me to your Black Men's Political Summit today in Toronto. I appreciate the opportunity to share my journey into politics and my vision for the future of Canada. Nice. So the Black Vote, Baylis is getting out there. Let me tell you about my parents, Gloria and Richard Baylis, and how they've impacted my life. That's nice. Nice pictures. Oh, I guess, is that his parents? Oh, I guess he's part black? I don't. You know what, to me, I don't really care. It doesn't matter, but that's good. That's fine. He's got the electrical engineering and someone was yawning. They caught Arya yawning. But he's an engineer and the medical. He learned a lot about the medical. That's cool. That's really cool. And it's 1.75 billion. He had a few people out there in Montreal. Operation Black Vote Canada. 20th anniversary. 21 hours, Cadell said, and the Hill Times article, someone has to offer new ideas, empathy, and business acumen as we face off in a trade war with the United States. That a person could be Frank Baylis. I think he's pretty good. I think that he has a good. Oh, okay. Here, look, D-Ski. This is the truth here. D-Ski said something. I'm not with this asshat. Who, me? You did. I'm just saying. I'm putting you all in there, and I'm not in a good mood. I'm not with that asshat. That comment, I'm not with this asshat, that one was flagged. Okay. I'm going to have to look into who you are as well. I can see all of your comments, and I don't really want to. I really couldn't care less about the comments. But for some silly reason, YouTube makes it a part of your job that you should be doing this. And apparently I hit too many hard because YouTube at the time was allowing people to flag your channel, and it worked. And now that you can do it all you want. It actually helps my channel. Especially if you're, whatever. We'll see. I don't care. I really don't care anymore. I got nothing else to do. No one will reply to my resumes anyway. I've been doxxed. I was doxxed already. So I'm going to do this no matter what. And I know I have a few very powerful people. I don't know, powerful. There are people in politics that do watch it. There aren't many. But I have a few, and that's enough for me. They're not going to hire me, obviously, but I'm going to keep on doing this. I have nothing else. You stop someone else, asshat. Okay, so liberal leadership. Okay, we did Baylis. Now we're doing Dhalla on YouTube. So Baylis has got a pretty good a YouTube imprint. He's got some backing from the Hill Times. Hill Times is like the political news station. He's got a varied background. I don't want to say varied. I guess it was Lebanese? Baylis. I don't know what that is. It doesn't matter to me. I shouldn't even. But it's nice. Gloria and Richard Baylis. How they impacted my life. I guess I could put that up. It's not very long.
Values and how they brought me up.
Yeah.
So that picture is my mom and my dad. My dad, Mr. Cool, with his glasses. My dad loved aviation. So there's aviation glasses and that. He actually trained in the war to become an aviator, and luckily for us, the war ended just as he was being deployed. The Second World War, that is, because my dad's from England. And my mom's a Bayesian lady. My mom and dad met here in Montreal in the 50s, and that's me graduating from the University of Waterloo, and I'm very proud and blessed to have such wonderful parents, both my mom and dad, who really raised me, impacted my whole life, is a reflection of their values and how they brought me up. So that picture is my mom and my dad. My dad, Mr. Cool, with his glasses. My dad loved aviation, and those are his aviation glasses and that. He actually trained in the war to become an aviator, and luckily for us, the war ended just as he was being deployed. The Second World War, that is, because my dad's from England. And my mom's a Bajan lady. My mom and dad met here in Montreal in the 50s, and that's me graduating from the University of Waterloo, and I'm very proud and blessed to have such wonderful parents, both my mom and dad, who really raised me, impacted my whole life, is a reflection of their values and how they brought me up. So that picture is my mom and my dad. My dad, Mr. Cool, with his glasses. My dad loved aviation, and those are his aviation glasses and that. He actually trained in the war to become
an aviator. Bajan is Barbados. It says Bajan is Barbadian. It's a beautiful country. It's a very wealthy country. It's got all kinds of there's lots of work there. It's I know people who went there. I don't know them, but I worked with people who were, like, you know what I mean, on sites and stuff. And they said, oh yeah, we went over there because they hire a lot of Western people to do their construction work because they don't have the population to do it there, to build everything they're building, and they don't pay little. They pay like us, like it's a Western. Basically, they said it's like Canada, but it's beautiful, and like he meant warm and beautiful and stuff like that, right? It's very, very clean. But yeah, so yeah, he's Bajan. So I never knew what Bajan was. And then we have Ruby Dhalla. The next one we're going to do is Ruby Dhalla. Ruby Tuesday. I didn't spell it right. I missed an L. So Ruby Dhalla, she's trailblazer, hoteler, philanthropist, motivational speaker, running to be Canada's next prime minister. She's been pretty busy. She has a movie out, very photogenic. Geez, people that broke the system cannot fix it. I'm going to put this on.
And the Conservatives. I started off as a volunteer with the party at the age of 14. And today I am running to lead the Liberal Party and become Canada's next Prime Minister. The Liberal Party is broken. We must clean up the system. The people that broke the system certainly cannot fix it. The time for change is now. The time for real change is now. And together we can make it happen. So I invite all of my fellow Canadians and members of the Liberal Party to join me, because together we can make this happen. Let's bring our party back to the center so that we can stand up for Canadians and fight for Canada. Please join me and sign up and vote for Ruby Dhalla. Canada's comeback starts now.
Okay, she's pretty good. You can check out all these parts. Like, subscribe, and comment, and check out. I don't know. See what you're gonna do. Have a good day, and that's all. I can't do Karina Gould's video. There's a music on it. I think it's copyright, so can't show it up, unfortunately. Maybe I'll put it